Caregiving can feel overwhelming. Some days feel impossible. If you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, we want you to know this. You are not alone. There is help. There are resources, and there is hope. Alzheimer's and Caregivers. Greetings and welcome. This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, the not-so-sexy podcast, episode 89. I love music, and you should too. Welcome. I'm your host, Jeff Edwards, and thanks for joining us today. How's everybody doing? Did you make out okay with that nasty winter storm? Yeah, I hope so. I love music, and I hope you do too. That's what we'll be talking about in today's podcast. Now, if you're a caregiver, you might want to pay attention when we talk to Justin Russo of musicandmemory.org and the Director of Programming at the Institute for Music and Neurologic Function, otherwise known as IMNF, as he makes the case for music in dementia. Music does so much, and I'll have some facts for you on that a little later. Plus, we'll have another listener question answered in What's New in Alzheimer's with Dr. John Huffaker. So if you have a question you would like answered by the doctor about Alzheimer's and dementia, send them to us at gutpunchedac@outlook.com. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors for their support of GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, NPRC, which stands for Neuropsychiatric Research Center, a clinical trial center dedicated to advancing research and treatment for memory loss and Alzheimer's disease, and the fine people at Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, nationally acclaimed, award-winning home care. Our 5 tenets are the backbone of everything we do. They are simple, but very important. Number 1, you must take care of yourself, because if something happens to you, who is going to take care of your loved one? Number 2, you can't do it alone. You need help. Find good caregiver groups or network with friends or relatives. Number 3, make a list of friends, relatives, or coworkers who have offered to help you in time of need. And then make a list of things you need done but can't do yourself because caregiving duties are overwhelming. Use the lists. Start at the top and keep going till you get what you need done. You'll find it very helpful. Number 4, create a help signal. Identify a cue or phrase to confirm your loved one is comfortable with receiving help. Make it something your loved one can remember. Now, this is for when you have caregivers outside of family helping with caregiving duties. It will help put them at ease. And number 5, caregiving. Love it or hate it. It will be your life until it's not. So give it your all.
We'll be right back to GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Your memories are precious. The people you love, the moments you cherish, the life you've lived. At Neuropsychiatric Research Center, we believe your brain deserves the very best care. If you're 50 or older, we invite you to a free memory screening event designed to give you clarity, hope, and valuable insight into your cognitive health. This test has the potential to identify Alzheimer's-related changes earlier than ever in giving people more time, more understanding, and more ways to prepare. By taking just a few minutes for a confidential memory check, it can help you establish a baseline, give you a peace of mind, and connect you to research that may change lives, including your own. Neuropsychiatric Research Center, 14271 Metropolis Avenue, Fort Myers. Take the first step towards protecting your brain for yourself and the people who love you. Visit nprc-southwestflorida.com or call 239-939-7777 to schedule your free memory screening today. The p-tau 217 blood test is available only to participants who meet eligibility criteria.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers. What's New in Alzheimer's with John Huffaker.
Here's one from David G. in Louisiana. My wife now has Alzheimer's and gets really tired when the sun goes down. But at night, when I try to sleep, she's wide awake, roaming the house. What is that?
We see this happen a lot with Alzheimer's patients, and sometimes you'll hear people call it sundowning or sundowner syndrome, and it's exactly the way you describe it. The evening when you're thinking it's time to wind down, they seem to have increased agitation. They're moving around. They're restless. They're harder to take direction at that point. It can be difficult to get people to go to sleep, and that's part of that sundowning. And it's very common. A couple things that you can do on there is you want to reduce like potential triggers or stimulations, keeping the light low, reducing their activity, try to get them into a routine that kind of slows down, and it's a calming routine so that they don't get as much stimulation. So hopefully they can wind down and go to sleep. It can be difficult. Their circadian rhythm gets disrupted, and it can be a challenge, but usually it's getting that nice calming routine in place to help them kind of wind down themselves. That would be the first thing I would do.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Making the Case for Music in Dementia Care explores the evidence-based benefits of music engagement for older adults living with dementia and related cognitive impairments. Participants will learn how to use favorite music purposefully to achieve targeted outcomes such as reducing agitation, improving mood, and strengthening connection. The session will highlight research findings, cost-effectiveness data, and practical tools that caregivers and professionals can apply immediately within care routines. Attendees will leave with a deeper understanding of why personalized music should be considered a standard of care in dementia support. Justin Russo of musicandmemory.org and is the Director of Programming at the Institute for Music and Neurologic Function, otherwise known as IMNF, a nonprofit dedicated to advancing the therapeutic power of music to awaken, stimulate, and heal. In his role, Justin oversees IMNF's training initiatives, including best practices from music therapy for using music in senior wellness and healthcare, and the Music and Memory Certification Program, which trains care professionals to implement personalized music as a non-pharmacological intervention for individuals living with dementia and related conditions. Since 2015, he has supported the Music and Memory Program's growth to over 5,800 certified healthcare organizations worldwide.
So, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Not bad for an average Thursday. Where should we start?
Now, I got to tell you, I'm really happy to get a chance to talk with you about this topic. I'm a music lover. I'm a caregiver. And when I saw Live Inside for the first time, I knew I had to learn a lot more about this. So I watched your presentation several times and shared with many, especially the caregivers group that I go to, the men's group. And throughout the last years, we've been bringing information on music and benefits to those with dementia. And we even did a podcast, about 2 years ago, about the connection with classical music. And I started my wife on that, and she listens to all kind of music now. And she still watches a little bit of television, but mostly game shows. But I still get people asking when we're going to do some more classical music stuff. But I've been promoting my talk with you. And so I wanted to know how you got involved with this and what was your motivation?
Great. And let me just start by saying I'm really glad to be here to talk about this. I think music engagement and music therapy for older adults is really, really important. But yeah, to start at the beginning, so I found my way to this work as a musician myself. For many years I was a touring musician, and I saw firsthand really how, the songs that we composed could really reach people. How music was more than just entertainment, but really a way to connect with your audience. I remember one time I played keyboard in the band, and so I was kind of off to the side, and the lead singer said to me one day, he said, when it's your time to solo, I want you to try waving to the audience in a very specific way and see if you can get them to follow along. I bet you can. And sure enough, I started waving my hands to the melody, and this sea of people just started doing it with me. And for me, that was a real lesson that, I was connecting with these people from the stage, and the music was connecting with just a really powerful component of music. And so when I found, years later, when I started working at Music and Memory, I think that really helped me to move into that position, because Music and Memory is all about connecting, helping people with dementia reconnect to music that they loved in the past.
Well,
so that's how I found my way to the organization, and it's been a really, really wonderful journey ever since.
Now, how did the program start? Were they doing things like this back then, or is this relatively new?
So this is relatively new. Music Memories started roughly in 2010, 5 years prior. The organization started with this understanding that the music we love the most is linked to both our conscious and unconscious brains. And on that basis, this program was formed to serve older adults, to provide them with music that will trigger their memories and allow them to have better cognition, to converse and to socialize. And using music proactively in this way really can do that. And that's Music Memories' approach. So they've been doing it now for, I guess, they're over 20 years, and we continue to use this music engagement tool, which is really borrowed from music therapists, in a program model to support seniors in residential care. We teach organizations how to use personalized music to achieve specific therapeutic outcomes. Because as I said, the music triggers memories and it triggers cognition. And so there's a way to connect with seniors that really supports them and helps to support their daily living.
Right. Now, how does the brain know where to send the signals to? I suppose if the music stimulates the brain, does it go to a particular part or does it go to the whole brain?
Yeah, it's amazing. We're still learning about this, but what we know is that when we listen to favorite music, especially at key moments in our lives, it's impacting every single part of the brain. They've done MRIs on this too, where it really lights up like a Christmas tree when you're listening to your favorite songs. And further, and this has implications for dementia care, the music we listen to when we're teens, in our formative years, roughly ages 12 to 25, cements itself in all these different areas of the brain as well. It doesn't just engage the brain, but it becomes a part of us, becomes part of our long-lasting memories that we carry with us for our entire lives. And this has a lot to do with how it impacts the brain. So when we're teenagers listening to the music that we love, there's a lot of emotional memory being generated. And emotional memory tends to endure. It tends to have very long-lasting properties. So this music that's cementing itself into our brains stays with us. It becomes part of who we are. We carry it with us. It becomes part of our mojo, if you will, right, as we go through our lives. And so we carry this with us. And so later, if we develop dementia, this has implications for how we can care for someone with dementia, because those songs are still there. And if you play them the songs again, it will trigger the very same memories. And by triggering the memories, it will call upon cognition, allowing them to come out of their dementia for a brief period of time and to just have more access to themselves. So they'll be better able to converse and socialize. They'll be better able to recognize caregivers and the care that's being given to them. So for a period of time, those trigger memories really do a lot for them. So our relationship to the brain is really the foundation of all of that. And it's really amazing how, not just how we carry it with us our whole lives, but just the implications it has for care.
When you say the ages of 12 to 25, it really hits home. But how do you suggest to people to present that to their loved one? In your video that I've watched a couple of times, you talk about whether you use speakers or you use earphones. And how many songs do you suggest that they use? My wife's got like 10 pages already.
So do I. My playlist is pretty long. For anybody who's new to this process, you're looking for the songs from someone's formative years that trigger memories. You can start with 15. Obviously, more is better, but go for quality over quantity. You're looking for specifically for the songs that really lights someone up and gets them talking about memories that they've had. If you're doing this for the first time, consider this a series of musical conversations where you're sitting with the person and you're reminiscing. You're asking questions like, what was your wedding song? Did you go to dances? And you're trying to find those songs that are really associated with key moments in their life. If you went to church your whole life, then certain hymns might be really relevant. If you were in the military, then there's certain music there that would be relevant. And if you were married, you have a wedding song, or if you went to big dances or anything like that, you're going to have favorites that matter. You're going to have a song that brings you back to certain moments in your life. I'll share a story with you just to give an example. So in 1990, I was 15. I'm dating myself a little bit. And I was allowed to go to the county fair alone without my parents for the first time. And I have this really vivid memory of walking into the park, going through the gates with a sea of people at dusk, and hearing the noises and seeing the lights for the first time and just feeling so alive and free. And as I got to the end of the park, there was this enormous ride with kids screaming on it, and above it all was playing the Guns N' Roses song, Sweet Child of Mine. And if I listen to that song now, some 35 years later, it transports me back in time every time. I'm back there walking through those gates with a sea of other people at dusk, seeing the lights, hearing the noises, and just feeling like I've arrived, like feeling like I'm really an adult for the first time. And it's a powerful emotion for me that I can revisit anytime, and incredibly positive. So those are the types of songs that you want on someone's playlist, because for someone who's living with dementia or cognitive loss, those are the type of songs that can bring cognition along with the memories. So that's what you're going for.
Gotcha. So when they listen and they react, that's a good time then to communicate with your loved one at that point, because they're, as you said, like opens the gate to emotions and cognition, right?
Absolutely. And I want to be clear about a few things for the people who want to try to do this. You may be working with someone who isn't able to tell you what their favorites are. Maybe they're further along in the aging process. They're further along in the dementia process. And that's fine. We call this becoming a music detective. And the detective portion of it is really compensating for the fact that they might not be able to tell you the music that they love. This is very common. In those instances, you need to draw on your instincts for finding what music they listen to, how they listen to the music. You could go through old record collections. You could talk to other family members. But do what you have to do to find those songs. You can also find out when they were 15 years old, approximately, and what year that was, and find top Billboard hits from that year and work your way from there. Or maybe they can tell you they like a genre, or someone else can tell you they like a specific genre. So you can do your detective work and kind of try to hone in on those favorites in that way, because they may be able to react to the music, but they may not be able to tell you what songs are going to do the job.
That makes a lot of sense. How can the audience find out more about what you do? Would that be the IMNF website, or is there another address they can go to kind of watch the video that I'm talking about all the time?
Well, we can post that video as part of your podcast if you want to include it. But if anyone is interested, so Music and Memory, which we've been talking about, is a service of the Institute for Music and Neurologic Function, nonprofit dedicated to well-being through music. If you want to go to musicandmemory.org, which is our website, just for the program, we have a wonderful free guide available, how to make a personalized music playlist for a loved one at home, that will guide you through the process of discovering favorite music and then show you how to use it proactively to support specific activities of daily living. Of course, you're welcome to go to the Institute's website too, imnf.org, and there are an array of trainings that are available for family caregivers. But if you just want that free resource, just go to musicandmemory.org.
Excellent. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your time and your patience. I've had some technical issues here, but we worked through it, and I know your time is valuable. I do appreciate it.
Great. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
We'll be right back to GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
If you find that it's time that you must start looking for a good home care company for your loved one, I'd like you to consider talking with Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, a nationally award-winning company. They are top of the line in service. They will tell you service is their passion, excellence is their promise, and that's the honest truth. They are very knowledgeable and skilled at what they provide. On top of that, they are just really nice people who love helping others in need. They are Alzheimer's and Dementia and Parkinson's care specialists. You can find them on the web at hbmhomecare.com, or you can call them at area code 239-603-6455. And you'll find a link for them on our website, GutPunched.com. Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, your best choice for home care.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Music has a profound impact on mental health, influencing emotions, reducing stress, and enhancing overall well-being through various mechanisms. Emotional regulation and mood enhancement. Music can significantly influence our emotions and mood. Listening to music that we enjoy can lead to the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This response can create feelings of happiness and satisfaction similar to those effects of food or social interactions. Research indicates that engaging with music whether through listening or active participation, can help lift mood and alleviate symptoms of depression. Stress reduction. Numerous studies have shown that music can effectively reduce stress levels. Calming music can lower blood pressure, decrease cortisol, the stress hormone, and promote relaxation. For instance, patients undergoing surgery who listen to soothing music often experience less anxiety and require less pain medication. Music therapy, which involves using music to address emotional and psychological needs, has been shown to help individuals manage stress and improve their mental health. Cognitive benefits. Music also plays a role in cognitive functioning. Listening to music can enhance memory, improve focus, and increase processing speed, particularly in older adults. Background music can create a conducive environment for completing tasks, as it helps to stimulate brain activity and maintain concentration. Therapeutic applications. Music therapy is an evidence-based intervention that utilizes music to achieve therapeutic goals such as improving mental wellness and reducing anxiety. It can be particularly beneficial for individuals dealing with trauma, as it provides a safe space for emotional expression and healing. Engaging in music-making activities such as drumming or singing can foster community and emotional release, further enhancing mental health. So the overall conclusion, music serves as a powerful tool for enhancing mental health. Its ability to regulate emotions, reduce stress, and improve cognitive function makes it a valuable resource for individuals seeking to enhance their psychological well-being. Whether through passive listening or active participation, incorporating music into daily life can lead to significant mental health benefits. Music enhances memory by activating multiple brain regions, strengthening neural connections, and leveraging emotional and associative processes, improving both memory formation and recall. That's brain activity and neuroplasticity. Listening to or performing music stimulates several key areas of the brain associated with memory, including the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, and limbic system. These regions are crucial for forming new memories, regulating emotions, and integrating sensory inputs. Music also promotes neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire and create neural connections, which supports learning and memory retention. Emotional enhancement of memory. Music evokes strong emotional responses, which boost memory encoding and recall. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, works with the hippocampus to create emotionally charged memories. And this is why songs from your past can trigger vivid autobiographical memories or strong nostalgia. Emotional engagement with music strengthens both implicit memory, unconscious recall, making information more memorable. Familiar music with predictable patterns provides a scaffold for new information, improving concentration and learning rhythms. Melodies and harmonies enhance attention and focus, which are critical for encoding memories. Music's tempo, timbre, and rhythm can also influence the arousal of the brain, helping individuals maintain focus and work memory efficiency. Practical memory applications. Music therapy. Used successfully with individuals with dementia or Alzheimer's, personalized playlists can unlock memories that appear otherwise inaccessible, improving mood and cognitive engagement. Learning and education. Pairing information with melodies or rhythms aids in memorization through associative learning, helping students recall complex concepts more effectively. Instrument training. Learning to play an instrument engages multiple brain areas simultaneously, strengthening working memory, problem solving, and verbal memory skills, particularly in musicians. Cognitive and neurological benefits. Enhances working memory and verbal recall, especially in musicians or trained individuals. It improves attention and focus, essentially for memory formation, and it supports memory recovery after brain injury or in cognitive impairments by activating intact neural pathways. Supports memory recovery after brain injury or in cognitive impairments by activating intact neural pathways. And it evokes positive emotional responses, reducing stress and promoting overall cognitive function. In summary, music boosts memory by combining neurostimulation, emotional engagement, and structured auditory input. Whether through listening, creating, or performing, music can enhance memory recall, learning efficiency, and cognitive resilience across all ages and health conditions. Resources matter. If you're not sure where to turn or how to connect, We're here to bring you trusted resources that can lighten that load. Reach out to the Dubin Center at dubincenter.com. Then there is Neuropsychiatric Research Center. You can find them at nprc.southwestflorida.com. And Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care at hbmhomecare.com. And you can check out the Alzheimer's Support Network at alzsupport.org. To find your local chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, you can visit their website or call their toll-free hotline at 1-800-272-3900. They also offer an outstanding resource called Dementia Care Navigation. It's powered by Ripple and the Alzheimer's Association. It provides free, personalized dementia care, including a dedicated care navigator and tailored resources for caregivers and people living with dementia. You can get connected by calling 855-271-2662 to get connected. That's 855-271-2662. Take the first step. We also mention the guide program frequently. It's another excellent resource that provides help and respite care, and it's free. You can search for it online or visit Dr. Perry's HealthSpan partners at healthspansouthwestflorida.com. Another resource worth checking out is Aquilane Clinical Research at aquilaneresearch.com. We've also added a couple of new books to our resource page at gutpunched.com. Our website is gutpunched.com, and the email address is gutpunchedac@outlook.com or jeff@gutpunched.com. Remember, you're not alone in this. There is help, and there are resources, and there is hope. And thank you to each and every one of you who has taken the time out of your busy, stressful day as a caregiver to listen. We truly appreciate it. It's what keeps us going. So thanks for joining us. And if today gave you even a little hope, hold on to it. God bless.